Yo, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be making another showdown video. We have a Thursday night football game, really good game this week between the Panthers and the Steelers. I'm going to cover the showdown slate, talk about some of my favorite players on DraftKings for this game, go through the player pool, the guys I think we should be rostering in this game. We'll talk about the captain, how we should approach the captain slot, who we should play, who makes the most sense at captain. Just try and cover this game as much as I can. But before we do get started, guys, if you enjoy these videos, I would appreciate it if you would drop a like. Really does mean a lot. Also, make sure you subscribe. If you are enjoying the videos, you want to subscribe so that way you won't miss out on any of my new videos, my new showdown videos, NFL videos every week, making NBA vids as well. So trying to get as much content out for you guys as I can. I would appreciate it if you would subscribe. But let's go ahead and look at this game. Look at the player pool. So our most expensive player in this game is James Conner. He's $12,200. If you play him in your flex, it's going to be pretty hard to play him in your captain because he's $18,300. And I feel like we're probably going to want at least two of these stud options. I would say from like Juju and above, we're going to want at least two of these guys in our lineup, if not three. The only way we can fit those guys in is if we go a little bit cheaper at captain. I feel like I'm going to be going cheap at captain a lot on this game, just this game in general. With how many studs we have with guys like Connor, Brown, McCaffrey, Big Ben, Cam, all these guys have 30-point upside, if not close to 40-point upside. We've seen Connor put up some massive games this year. So we're definitely going to want as many of these guys in our lineup as possible. So I'll be sure to touch on plenty of value plays we could possibly consider, so that way we could fit these guys in. James Conner for me is like the guy I'm going to be probably the most heavy on. Dude's just been so good this year with Bell not on the team. Conner's been getting a ton of work, pretty much just about 20 carries, at least the last few weeks, about 20 carries every game. The passing game, or the volume in the passing game has been there as well. Close to double-digit targets. A few of these games, 7 targets against Cincy, 9 targets against Baltimore, 6-4, 7-6, just getting a ton of work. Shown massive upside, 40-point game against Cleveland, 41-point game against Cleveland in Week 8. When they get in the red zone, Connor's getting pretty much all the work when it comes to carries. When they get at the goal line, they're handing it in with Connor. So love him here at $12,200. I feel like he has the most upside out of pretty much everyone in this game. So I'm going to be locking Connor into a ton of lineups this week. Definitely a core play for me on the showdown slate. The other guy I really like is Christian McCaffrey, other running back. McCaffrey just gets a ton of work as well. Not as heavy when it comes to volume as Connor, but still getting close to 20 carries. Last 2 games got 14 and 17 carries. The pass game volume, though, that's what we know is always going to be there for Christian McCaffrey, especially if the Panthers are playing from behind. McCaffrey's going to get a ton of targets. He's got 8, 6, 6, and 6 targets these last 4 weeks. We can pretty much pencil him in for 6 to 8 targets every game. I'd say we can pencil him in for at least 12 to 15 carries as well. So he's probably going to get at least 20 touches. Love Connor and McCaffrey. When it comes to the 2 studs up top, they're the guys I want the most. And then Cam Newton, I think, seems a little bit underpriced here. I think I'd rather play Cam over Big Ben. Cam at $9,600, feel like one of the cheaper plays, or the guys that shouldn't be this cheap. I was expecting Cam to be like priced up like AB and Connor. I was expecting him to be like 11, 12K. At $9,600, do really like Cam here. With him being a little bit cheaper, he probably makes sense as a captain if you can fit him in with maybe another stud or two. We'll talk about some of the cheaper plays. Devin Funchess at 7K, I do like. I'd rather get up to Juju. I feel like Juju definitely has a higher floor and a higher ceiling. But we're probably going to need as much salary as we can get. So I could see going down from Juju to Funchess. You do save $1,400. But talking about the value plays, so like this core right here of 4 guys, Olsen, Moore, McDonald, Samuel, I think these are definitely our strong value plays, especially like DJ Moore, $5,800. I was very high on him last week in the main slate against Tampa Bay. He didn't do that well, just 1 catch for 16 yards. Did get a carry as well, a 32-yard carry. Just 5.8 DK points from DJ Moore last week. I think we see a bounce-back game from him at $5,800. I would imagine it being a short week. Torrey Smith does not return for this game, does not play this week. So DJ Moore should see plenty of targets. I like him at $5,800. Greg Olsen, definitely a strong play as well. Got into the end zone last week, got 6 targets, 6 catches for 76 yards and a touchdown, 19.6 DK points. Olsen scored a touchdown in 3 straight weeks. Would not be surprised if he adds to that total and scores again in this game against the Steelers. I like Greg Olsen as a cheaper play. I think he makes sense as a captain option. Going to him as a cheaper captain with what it allows you to do in your other flex spots. I like Olsen and Moore both as captains. I think Vance McDonald as well as a cheap captain. Panthers have been really bad this year against defending tight ends. So at 5K, I do like Vance McDonald here. Pretty much can pencil him in for about 5 to 6 targets per week. And Vance McDonald has shown some upside this year. I know he had that massive game Monday night against Tampa Bay, 24 DraftKings points, 4 catches, 112 yards and a touchdown. Don't expect those kind of performances from Vance Donald, but could definitely get 5 catches, 60 yards and a touchdown out of him. If he does that, that's 17 DraftKings points, 17 DK points in your captain, 1.5x. That's probably like, if I can do the math real quickly, that's about 27 or 26 DK points, I believe. Could be a really strong play in your captain. So Olsen, Moore, McDonald, all those 3 guys I like as cheaper captain options. And then getting down to the punt plays, so you have the kickers who you could use at 3,400, but I don't feel like they're necessities on this slate. The defenses I don't want to really go to. We have 2 really good offenses. Steelers at home I think would make the most sense since we know Cam will still turn the ball over at times. I could see going to the Steelers D at 2,800, but I would probably play Jesse James over the Steelers D. Jesse James is 2,400. Hasn't been seeing a ton of volume. Vance McDonald's been getting a lot more work at tight end. But James is still going to get probably 3 to 4 targets. He's gotten 2, 7, 3, and 3 targets the last 4 weeks. The fantasy points have not been there for Jesse James, but we know when they get towards the red zone, he's going to be involved when it comes to like offensive plays. He's going to be on the field. And really, all you need from him is a touchdown catch. So if he gets 3 catches, 30 yards, and a touchdown, that could be good enough at 2,400. If you use him at captain, you could probably fit in at least 3 of the top 5 guys. Don't mind Jesse James at captain, but I think that is a tad bit thin. Would probably rather get up to McDonald or Moore or Olsen, but James is for sure a guy you could consider. And then just like the straight up punt plays, the guys you just pray maybe catch a touchdown or at least can get you close to double digits. I think Jarius Wright, $600, could be a cheap, like just flyer. He's been on the field at least, which is good enough when you're this cheap on a showdown slate. You just want a guy that's going to be on the field. Really all you need from Jarius Wright is for him to catch a touchdown, and at $600 he could pay off his salary. So I could see going to him. It's going to allow you a ton of salary like to fit up the studs. I would not play Jarius Wright in a captain because I think that's a bit thin, but definitely as a flex option as just a flyer, I could see wanting to do that. So let's talk about roster construction. Let's try and build a lineup with maybe a cheaper captain, not a Jarius Wright play, but like maybe McDonald, Olsen, or Moore. Let's try Olsen first. If we play him at captain at 9,600, I definitely want to fit in James Conner in just about every lineup. So want to get Conner in there. Probably want to get McCaffrey as well. With 5,600 remaining per player, let's see if we try to get Cam Newton. That would leave us 3,600. We could go down here to Jesse James at 2,400, and that would leave us enough for Curtis Samuel at 4,400, who you could play. I know he scored a touchdown last week. He got 4 targets, 2 catches, 25 yards, and a touchdown. I could see playing Curtis Samuel. I'd probably try and get up to maybe like Moore or McDonald. But if you did that, if you played Olsen in your captain, you could fit in McCaffrey, Conner, Newton, and then you'd have to punt 2 positions with Jesse James and Curtis Samuel. So that's a way you could build a lineup. Let's see if we went down a little bit cheaper. Maybe if we went with Vance McDonald at captain, he is 7,500. Could definitely get in Conner, McCaffrey. Could get in Cam again if we wanted to do that. If we went down to Jesse James again as a cheaper play, 6,900, that leave us, we'd be just short of getting David Funches. Let's see if we went with the punt play, went with Jarius Wright at $600 as just a punt, hoping he scores a touchdown. You plugged him in, that leave you 8,700. So then you could get in Juju Smith-Schuster. I could see doing that with McDonald at captain, then Conner, McCaffrey, Newton, Juju, and then Jarius Wright as your punt play, just praying he scores a touchdown or at least gets close to 6-7 points. Could be good enough at that price tag. You definitely want to get like at least 2 or 3 of these from Newton and above. Newton to Conner, you want at least 2 or 3 of these guys in your lineup. I feel like I just don't see a scenario where none of these guys have a breakout game or have a big game. Conner's probably going to go for 20, 25. Brown's probably going to get close to that. McCaffrey's probably going to get close to that. I wouldn't be surprised if both quarterbacks get near 30 points. So you're going to want to fit as much of these studs as you can. So that's why I say go cheap at captain. Like if you were to play Connor at your captain, let's just see what it does. So if you want to play Connor, you're definitely going to have to go cheap. So if we plugged in Jesse James, who we've been on a lot, you plugged him in, maybe you plugged in DJ Moore as a cheap play, you could probably still get Cam in there, you could probably still get Juju in there. That'd leave you 5,500, so then you could play Vance McDonald. I don't know how I'd feel about playing McDonald and James together. Probably rather maybe go down to Curtis Samuel. That'd leave us 1,000 on the table. We could upgrade, can't upgrade Juju. See if we could upgrade Cam. Could upgrade Cam to Ben if you want to do that. Could you upgrade DJ Moore? We'd be just short of Devin Funchess. That could be a really strong lineup, but we'd be just short of Devin Funchess. That'd be a really good lineup right there if it wasn't over the cap. So that's kind of what it looks like if you try and play Connor. You get really thinned out quick. If you try and play any of these studs, Newton's the one guy that just you could definitely pay up for at captain because he's only 14.4. If you played Newton, you could still play Connor. If you went with Jesse James or one of these cheap guys, Olsen, maybe Vance McDonald at 5K, that'd leave you 6K remaining per player. So then you could probably go with Funchess and Curtis Samuel. You could play Juju, and that'd leave you enough for the kicker maybe, Graham Gano. You'd go to Jesse James. If you took out Juju, I don't think we could get both quarterbacks in. That'd leave us 1,800, so we'd be short of Jesse James, but Cam Newton makes sense as a captain play. He's not as expensive as Connor. I could see doing that. Cam, then Connor, then Olsen, McDonald, and then probably going with like Juju and maybe Graham Gano if you want to play the Steelers D. If you want to leave salary on the table and play Jesse James. So if you played in Jesse James, we could maybe upgrade from McDonald and get to DJ Moore. So I could see doing that with Cam as a captain. That actually looks like a pretty strong lineup. You've got guys that are going to be on the field that have upside. Cam, Connor, Olsen, Moore, Juju, Jesse James. Do like that lineup a bit for tournaments. Could possibly even use that for cash games. But yeah, you guys kind of see how you need to construct a lineup for this showdown slate. I don't think it's out of the realm to play one of these top dudes in your captain spot. It's just going to be really hard to fit multiple studs in your lineup with Connor or Brown or McCaffrey in your captain. Probably the most expensive captain play I'm going to use is Cam at 14.4. But I'm going to mostly stick to the cheaper guys. Olsen, I'll be playing in captain a lot. DJ Moore, McDonald, maybe Curtis Samuel, maybe Jesse James I'll take a flyer on. But mostly those three with Olsen, Moore, McDonald. Those are the three guys I really like at captain, just with what they allow you to do in your flex spots. But yeah, guys, I think that's it for this showdown slate. I think that's it for the video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video, and hopefully it did help you. If you enjoyed the video, if you enjoy these type of videos, just make sure you click that like button. Let me know down in the comments any feedback you have. Make sure you subscribe so that way you won't miss out on any of my new videos. And if you do want to follow me on Twitter, my Twitter is @thedfs_goat. You can follow me down below. If you have any questions, you can always DM me on Twitter, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. But yeah, good luck on this showdown slate, guys, and we'll see you back again on Thursday with another NBA video. Peace.